Great. Nilima, welcome to open this workshop.
So thank you so much, Sonja, for doing this session. And I'm very, very intrigued when you say a gift from Slovenia for the Truth and Reconciliation Week 2021. So for those who are listening, we are in the middle of this week, which is from the 19th to the 24th of July. And it is a second edition of something that we began last year around the full moon of July. And the full moon of July represents in India the Guru consciousness, that is the higher self in each of us. And since the world really needs truth and reconciliation from the inside out, one life at a time, the belief of this movement is that while governments and big organizations, the multilaterals, can work for peace and harmony in the world, we as individual citizens can do our bit as well. And if each one of us does a little bit of reclaiming of our own unreconciled parts, and if we can harmonize ourselves, then there will be that much less trauma in the world. There will be that much more harmony in the world. So with that, we invited all the wonderful people we know who are doing work in healing and leading peace. And you are one of them, Sonja, because of your book, the AEIOU of Leadership. I met you at the WIN conference. So thanks to Kristen Engwig, who's one of our co-conveners of this Truth and Reconciliation movement, along with Kiran Reddy. She and I have been doing this. And your work is so beautiful because it is seeking to bring the best wisdom from all around the world together, the 5 continents, and put it together in a way that unifies everybody. So I'm really, really keen to know what is it that you will offer us today.
Thank you. Thank you, Nilima. And yes, our gift is in line with the message of Truth and Reconciliation Week, in line in a way that it starts from the inside out. But in this case, the inside is Slovenia and out is the world. And we would like to bring more love into the business world, because also the business world needs to act more holistically. And if you want that the business world works holistically, then we should lead from the heart. And Slovenia is here, I believe, and we believe, also in a place, also because of the name, Slovenia, the only country in the world that holds love in its name. It's the place where we are here called to bring more love into the business world. So, and this is also a special year for us, because from 1st of July, Slovenia is the presidency of the European Union, and till the end of this year. And on the 25th of June, we have celebrated our 30th birthday. So the country that now has 30 years, it's a mature woman. And as a mature woman, we can offer something to ourselves first, inside, and also to the world. And with that, I will start with the model, the AEIOU model, because the roots of our gift are in this model. And this model, as you may know already, incorporates gems of wisdoms from all over the world, from New Zealand, from Central America, from South of Africa, from Europe, and also from Asia, from Japan, in this way. So this model combines the wisdom, how we are all interlinked and interconnected, not just people, but also with the nature, with the planet, with the cosmos. How it is the right way to find our mission, our personal mission, and to understand the mission of our organizations and work accordingly. How relationships that we create also create our world, and how it is needed that we really assume full responsibility for each of us, for ourselves, and altogether also for the prosperity on the planet. And if we are pursuing for this from really our open hearts and leading from love, this can be done. And this can be done also by making a shift from the old paradigm that the old management school has taught us to the new leadership code. We were taught how to create competitive advantages, how to be better than our competitors. But the new paradigm teaches us how to align with your mission and purpose. Why we are here? What can we offer? What is our gift to other people, to the society, to other organizations? What is our purpose? And if we are in sync with this, then we will serve our employees better, our customers better, our community better, and also the planet. So this is first shift. Another shift is from pushing for the profit for owners, again, learning from the old school of management, how to create value for all stakeholders, because each of us needs a value, a certain value. And if we are striving to create value for all stakeholders, again, for employees, for customers, for owners as well, but also for the planet, then we will take different decisions. And the old paradigm says that organizations are well-planned structures where each of the employees or the members of organizations have a certain line of task to do, and he or she knows exactly what to do, and so on. But we know this is not true, because we people come to the work as holistic persons, not just to obey what is said or just to simply do our tasks. We have feelings, we have intuition. We are more than rational creatures that would just decide based on ratio. A lot of people is here to serve. And also in organizations, we need to prepare the circumstances that they are able to serve others. And if we understand our organizations as living organisms that are based on relationships, and relationships, of course, change all the time. This is very fluid, very dynamic. But if we allow our co-workers to organize themselves according to the project, according to the challenge, according to the problem, we will find out that this self-organizing capacity is there. We just need to create the space where it could live. Again, the old paradigm says manager has to create a vision and direct us to fulfill this vision. The new paradigm says we are all here to co-create. We have the capability for collectively sensing what is going on, what is needed. And we can collectively shape the future so that each of us can bring his or her gift to the table. The old paradigm says leader at the top, while the new paradigm says distributed leadership. I will lead this project, I will lead this task, Dilima will take the lead. With another project, with another task, Manica will take the lead in another project. And when I'm not the leader, I'm a supporter. And we need to learn to be both, the leader and the supporter. So if the old school says the positional power will give you the authority, will give you the right to change the things, the new paradigm says leading with love, because leading with love, it means that you have a broader perspective. You know that your responsibility does not end at the fence of your organization. You know that with your decisions, many lives are affected, and again, not just people's lives. And when you take decisions from love, these are more long-seeing decisions. Old paradigm says you have to optimize your business for your company, so egocentric. While the new paradigm says, look at the ecosystem. You are part of this ecosystem. And take your decisions in a way that you support the complete ecosystem. Because if your ecosystem will thrive, then you will thrive as well. And again, the old paradigm says competition is the source for the success. You have to compete, you have to be better than others. While the new paradigm says collaborate. Collaborate because when you collaborate, when you perceive yourself as an addition to something, when you perceive yourself as a gift to the world, and when we put all the gifts together, then we can create a world that we are longing for. And to remember us, because I believe that this knowledge, this wisdom is already there. We need to remember. And to remember this, I sourced out 5 words. You already know them: Aroha, Ape, Ikigai, Oikos, and Ubuntu. And we will just start with Ubuntu. Ubuntu, African word, and it means I am who I am because you are who you are. The relationships between us shape us and create our reality. And if we are keen to create relationships based on trust and belonging and for co-creation, then this is a very, very good place to start. And now I would just like to ask you, what is present in great relationships? I know you all know, but just...
So what came to me was love, care, and trust.
Love, care, and trust. Yes. Mm-hmm. I see nodding. Manica, would you add anything?
It's respect for the differences we bring into relationship, and compassion toward things that we don't like about ourselves or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So we can be gentle in healing those things that need to be healed, and don't break too many things along the way if we are not that.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Milena, Claudia, Susanna, would you add anything?
Maybe kindness.
Kindness.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
To all human beings and also the other. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Also to ourselves.
Yes.
Thank you, Claudia. Yes, and we...
And be open for connections and to cooperation and to listen each other, active listening. Yes.
We are...
For good conversations. Yes.
Great. Yes. And we are so many times distracted by phones, emails, and so on. And yes, I'm listening to you. Just let me finish this and so on. This is not the way that leads to great relationships. And creating relationships also takes time. And time, giving the time is, I believe, a greatest gift that we can give to each other. Yes, this is present in great relationships. And trust was also said. Trust, we know that we can decompose it. You know, I'm an engineer and I like formulas. We can decompose it to goodwill, to reliability, and the ability. And everything must be there so that we are trustworthy and that we trust other people. So it is good from time to time to assess our relationships on those 3 elements. What is with goodwill? What is with reliability? Do we do what we have promised to do? And what is with the ability? Do we have the needed competencies, the needed knowledge, the needed skills to do something, what we have promised, and so on. So this is a good exercise, and I invite you to do the inventory of your relationships with your co-workers, with your friends, also with the family, to see where you are in those three elements. And now we move to oikos. Oikos is a Greek word, and Greek pronounce it ekos. And when I heard this in Athens, Milima, where we met, and Claudia was there as well. And when I heard the Greek pronunciation, then I knew why this word is the root for both economy and ecology. And the original spirit of this word is to take care for your home, for your family. And if you take care for your home and for your family, you certainly do take care that everyone has everything what is needed, and that your home is tidy and clean. And we have ambassador for Oikos, Violeta Bulc. She's the ambassador for Oikos, and she dived deep into origins of Oikos, and also found out that at the beginning, the word meant also heart, not just taking care for the house, for the family, but also for the energy, in a way that you take care for the place when you can feel connected with a place. And the word was connected with the heart in a way that you feel connected, you feel that you belong, you feel loved. But in many years, the heart was lost in the economy. And it is really the time to remember this original spirit of the word oikos and bring heart back to the economy. Because then decisions, I believe, will be different. And here's something that reminds us, taking every single decision, what we need to observe. 4 P's. People. How will people benefit? How will our employees benefit from our decision? How will our customers benefit? How will the neighbors benefit, and so on? Purpose. What trace do we really want to leave? Is this decision in line with our mission and our purpose? Planet. What will be the influence on the planet? And profit. Where do we invest profit? Of course, we need to create a profit. If the company doesn't create a profit, it means it is not able to pay the suppliers, to pay the employees, to pay the taxes. But it is also important, how do we invest the profit? In what kind of business? Do we invest in the green business, Or do we invest in the old paradigm? So these 4 P's are here to really remind us in each single decision to think about people, profit, planet, and purpose. And the 3rd dimension is ikigai. Ikigai, Japanese word, in a translation, it means life with a meaning. Here in this concept, it is used as organizational and personal mission and meaningful work, because meaningful work is one of the 3 most important motivations for creative people. And in pursuing our mission, we can raise our awareness first from reaching the goals. Then, if we really broaden our focus, then we are pursuing for realizing the vision. And again, with raising the awareness, we are on the journey to live our mission, to be a gift to others, a gift to the world. And with this, creating really a meaning for the community. Not just for me, not just for the company, not just for the organization, not just for the team, but also for the community. The 4th dimension is AEIOU. AEIOU is Mayan word. It means the path that connects us all, the path that connects all the worlds, also our ancestors and our descendants. And in this context is here to remind us that we are part of the ecosystem, that we are all interlinked and interdependent, that each of, not just decision, each of our thought affects others, that we are connected, although these relationships cannot be visible or touched. And in these times, we know this better because physically we can't really meet so often as we would like to, but we are connected. And here's the question: how many connections, contacts do you have daily? A guess. Is this some tens of contacts, some hundreds? What would you say?
Based on the chart you just showed, if our thoughts are also making an impact, then it must be literally in the thousands.
Yes. Yes. And we are usually not aware of this. But each of our thoughts counts. And each of our thoughts affects the collective field. That's why I love this expression. If I'm kind, then the world is more kind. If I am friendly, then the world is more friendly place. So yes, we are connected, and we know that we are connected also with our ancestors. And also with our descendants. And each of our decisions will affect the way how they will live on this planet. That's why business leaders need to be aware about this and taking decisions that will provide also our descendants a decent conditions to live on this planet. So yes, it starts inside with our thoughts, with our feelings, and it goes all over the world. As Friedhof Capra, one of the systemic scientists and also the author of Tao of Physics, he says that all the problems in the world are connected. And that, of course, if we want to solve these problems, we need to make a shift in understanding and to use the principles of ecology that we can observe in the nature. From circular economy, from understanding that matter cycles continually through the web of life, that solar energy drives all the ecological cycles, and that diversity assures resilience. And we sometimes don't really like diversity because it's hard to deal with diversity. But this is something that makes us resilient. And that the planet, the life on the planet, did really not just emerge, but thrive by networking, not by combat, not by competing. And we too often tend to forget this. And this leads us to the fifth dimension of the AEIOU of leadership, which is leading with love. Aroha, Maori word, is here to explain this, because Aroha means not just love, it means generosity, it means thought, life force, it means internal introspection, it means energy, everything what a leader, and each of us can be a leader, needs to have. So Aroha reminds us to open our hearts and to lead from love. And this is the question that I put myself in the most challenging situations. What would love do? Very simple question. And when I ask myself this question, I always find the answer. So the invitation also for you is keep this question with yourself and ask it as many times as possible. To wrap this, now we know this 5-dimensional formula, leading from love, leading with systemic view, leading with purpose and mission, creating value for all stakeholders, and building trust-based relationships. This is something that we need to remember in our economy, because remember, economy rooted from our home, our family, our heart, and our energy. And this is the wisdom from our forebears, from our ancestors, for our descendants. We are here to transmit this wisdom and to use it. And the gift started here, and it was then upgraded with the AEIOU of Leadership Manifesto, which is a statement of each individual that she or he will lead according to the gems of wisdom of our ancestors. And when we first get 100 signatures in Slovenia for this manifesto, then we invited also people from other countries. And Nilima, I'm really grateful that you are also one of them. So now we have already people from all continents that have signed the manifesto. We have 3 ambassadors on 3 continents. Violeta Bulc, as said, she is the ambassador for Europe, for Oikos. Mateusz Rašković, he is the ambassador for Aroha, from New Zealand. And Barbara Zocchiati, she is the ambassador for Ubuntu from South Africa. And then I'm so grateful that now already the former president of Chamber of Commerce in Slovenia have supported the AEIOU of Leadership and said that this is a new normal for the business leaders. And then Aisha Vodnik, she's the executive manager of Chamber of American Chamber of Commerce in Slovenia, and also the vice president of all American Chambers of Commerce in Europe. And she has also supported this. And the new award at the American Chamber of Commerce in Slovenia for business leaders has 2 specialties. One is that this award is given in advance because it is given by young people to the 2 leaders for their action in the future, because young generation wants them to take responsible actions for the future. And the other speciality of this award is that the candidates are assessed with the AEIOU, with Aroha, Ikigai, Oikos, and Ubuntu. And then other leaders followed. So, as said, we are now the community in all continents, all over the world. When you see these logos, there are you see, Nilima, you're here. There are also the people who have committed to lead according to the wisdom of our ancestors. And as said, this year is special. 30 years of Slovenia, presidency of the European Union Council. And we said that it's the time that also voice of love comes from Slovenia. I cannot say that we are satisfied really with other voices coming from Slovenia right now. That's why this was our leadership move. And we said it is a time that we offer also another path, that we show what is also possible. And we have created a brochure, a leaflet, a publication with the name A Gift from Slovenia to the World, Insights from AEIOU Leaders, where 74 leaders from Slovenia have participated with their insights, how Aroha, EB, Ikigai, Oikos, Ubuntu support them in making decisions, in leading their organizations. And the fine thing is, when one of the leaders, she volunteered that she will create a design for this publication. When she connected the dots from all those 5 words, she saw that these connections form the shape of Cassiopeia. And their 5 brightest stars form the shape of W to remind us we are here to create a world that we long for. So the publication looks like this, each of 74 leaders explaining what does AEIOU means for her or for him. And the launch of the publication was on 18th of June. And the ones that were present were signed also here on the right side of our gift. And this gift is now circulating around the world. I am really glad that, for example, Slovenian tourist organizations has also distributed this gift. And Slovenia and its capital, Ljubljana, was just named by the Times magazine as the green city, the green capital that needs to be visited. And also the Slovenian Times, the newspaper in Slovenia meant for foreign readers, has distributed this copy and so on. So this is our gift. This was at the launch of the gift. And here are some of the statements of leaders who have co-created this gift. Maya Ambrosch, she was also the designer of this publication. And she says very simple, in essence, humanity only speaks one language, the language of love. That is why AEIOU leaders use the alphabet of the heart to accomplish its ends. And here is the statement from Stane Rožman. He's really the director of the power plant, nuclear power plant in Slovenia for 27 years. And for nuclear power plant, you really want to have a person who leads with love, who understands what is on stake if you run such a power plant. And he says why he is an AEIOU leader, simply because he believes in the strength and encouragement, recognition and awareness on a personal level. And he believes in a strength of cooperation and contribution. And one of the younger generation, he simply says, I choose AEIOU leadership as a heartfelt and ethical way to our sustainable future. The stakes have rarely been any higher. The younger generation knows. And I'm happy that there were not just leaders from the business here, also leaders from the school system. And here is one of the teachers. She wants to support pupils that they will take care for the future with love and responsibility for well-being of others. So this is our gift to the world. And what is perhaps more important, it is a gift to ourselves to allow us to be as we are, also in the business, to be a holistic person with not just minds, but also hearts, and understanding that we are part of something bigger. And with this, I give this gift to the world on behalf of all AEIOU leaders. Are there any questions, any comments, any ideas? What might we do together?
So first of all, so beautiful to see you explain it with such simplicity and grace. These are very, very big ideas which have been distilled into simple gems. The 5 elixirs from these 5 different cultures and continents. You've also done a lot of work with getting people on board as ambassadors. So I'm now curious, how do you operationalize the model, right? In terms of, is there a course people can take and get certified in? How do they practice these 5 capacities?
There are several ways how to practice them. One is, for example, together with Ksenia Špiler-Božič, we have co-created a workbook with questions, with examples, with ideas how to practice it. Then we have also a school for AEIOU leaders. And the second generation is already enrolled. Claudia, for example, has finished also the first generation, and the first generation wanted to have a second degree, so we created also the second degree. And now we have a second generation, and Milena is one of the participants. And of course, we are in a way that this school will be offered also in English language. Now it is in Slovene language. It will be offered in English language. And the idea is also that we will create communities in different countries so that people will be able to meet and share what are their new approaches, what works, what doesn't work, and so on. For example, last year we started with AEIOU talks in Slovenia, and we exchanged the ideas. And after 1 year of these talks, we have now switched to talks about eco-civilization, because AEIOU is one of the building blocks of eco-civilization as well. So a lot of sharing, a lot of co-creating, this is something that we envision also for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. What is the entering point to engage companies with this model? How do you approach companies with the benefits that they can get out of this model? How do they perceive it?
For the companies that are committed for sustainable business, this is a new normal, I would say. The more challenging way is for the companies that are not there yet, that are still trapped in the old school. And with these companies, it is good to show them cases, show them the benefits, how also the results are better if you strive to create value for all stakeholders, not just for one of them or two of them. So to create cases and show them that the new paradigm is the way to go, not just because it's the right way for the humanity, but also because it is the right way for them.
Mm. Yes, I see now. Because you can have some individual case of the company that develops certain value, and it developed certain very beautiful results, financial and more of them on the different areas of the business. And these are like partial cases, but you give them systemic solution, how they can basically transform the company into something that will sustainably run this kind of values on a long term and organized. That's
yes. Also because of this, the customers are getting more and more aware, and they will choose
yes,
from which companies they will buy. And employees are already choosing for which companies they will work.
Mm-hmm.
So there won't be any more place to just put a facade that yes, we are advanced, we are sustainable business and so on. No, the masks won't be enough anymore, because also the customers and also employees, and I hope soon also regulators, will check what is behind the scenes, what is really going on in the processes, what is inside the companies.
This is why we need a movement.
Yes, starting with inside out.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you all for participating today, and gift is for us to use. So unpack them, all the gifts, and use them. Susanna.
Thank you,
ahead.
thank you, Sonja, for this this workshop. I really enjoyed being with you. I'm following you for, I mean, maybe a year or two, and as you are explaining, you know, your point of view, you know, your philosophy. It's like I'm. You know, I used to be a manager for, I don't know, 15 years, for example, and I was really strange manager, you know. And my colleague said, okay, Susanna, you are lucky, you know, you are just lucky, you know, because they didn't understand how I function. And when I'm reading your books or I'm listening to you, it is not strange, you know, it was just like that, you know. I was really strange in the company who didn't understand me, you know. But I did. I was always successful, so that was really strange for them. And I was really wondering, what the fuck? What am I doing different, you know? But it was like this, you know. It was coming from here. I love knowledge. I have all the books and I read them, but what really is important is coming from here, you know, from love.
Yes, and let's
towards everything.
share this. Let's share this and let's allow each other to lead from love.
Yeah.
This is the message for today.
Yes.
Because love always has the right answer.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear ladies. It was very nice to spend the hour with you because it was your gift for me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sonja. Bye.
Bye.
Hvala, Sonja.
Bye. Enjoy your day.
Guys.
You too.